Good evening and welcome to MSR TV6 News. I'm Darius. Here are some of the stories that make tonight's news. Local St. Martin dedicate song to Prime Minister. Kiara Myers is the Little Miss St. Martin 2011. But first, Phillipsburg Jubilee Library enhances services to the public. Stay tuned for these stories and more after the break. Welcome back. The Phillipsburg Jubilee Library has upgraded their services to serve the people of St. Martin. Among the upgrades include a website and a Facebook page. MSR News spoke to the Public Relations Officer of the library, Ms. Maryland Powell.
We have two Facebook pages, one mainly for the library. You can, as on the website, you will see that you can scroll down and you'll see our Facebook page, which is St. Martin Library. That's St. Martin, SXM Library. And then for the Facebook for the Readers and Leaders, because we also do something for the teenagers, you can also access that. You go Readers and Leaders and the teenagers are also there.
She also explained some of the features of the library's website.
You can find the upcoming events, you can see our book reviews, you can access the e-library as Ms. Albert said, and it's a virtual library, so you can stay at home and you can renew your books, you can place books on hold, you can see who has a book, not really see into the person's personal information, but you can see that somebody else has the particular book, so you cannot do anything with the book at that particular point.
In more news, despite the heavy and constant rain on Sunday evening, supporters and organizers of the Little Miss St. Martin pageant persisted with the show so that the three young ladies who participated could have been rewarded. The three contestants were Kiara Myers, Chandrika Dal, and Shanika Jeffrey. The contestants were asked to display their talent and to research someone in St. Martin's history. Kiara Myers was also declared Little Miss St. Martin, Shanika Jeffrey first runner-up, and Chandrika Dal second runner-up. The results of the Little Miss St. Martin pageant shocked many who attended the show, including Shanika, who burst into tears when it was announced that she was awarded the first runner-up position. The three contestants received a crown, a bouquet of flowers, trophy for each category they have won, and several other prizes. The queen of the night walked away with a laptop, $20 school fee, $100 worth of school supply, and a round-trip ticket.
It was great, it was awesome, and I had a lot of fun.
What did it take you in order to prepare for a show like this?
Nothing much, but my mom just told me have fun up on the stage and do my best.
Okay. So, Mom, how did you put your input into the preparation of your kid?
It was very nice, a lot of experience. I have to thank her grandmother for doing so much, Miss Ann Myers. With her, and because of her, she got this title.
It's the same and it's different. Because the ladies have to have what they want to be, and I think that was really excellent. They had to explain what they want to be when they grow up. Also, they had their talent segment, which was interesting, and also the creative way when they had to talk about someone from St. Martin, you know, or someone, a figure. You had someone talk about Claude Waddy, so it was really cool. That's something different, and I think this pageant itself is going to lead the way for other pageants to do different things.
In more news, St. Martin's 14-member delegation to the Caribbean. In more news, ADF held an open house yesterday, the 16th of November in Gallis Bay from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. MSR correspondent Joel Ayuk was there to cover the activity and spoke to several persons, some of which include teachers, students, and technicians who gave us a tour of the facility.
I'm Evelyn Fleming, teacher at the Lycée Polyvalent des Îles du Nord, and I'm also responsible for culture in the lycée.
So why did you decide today to be here to take your students to do a tour of the open house of ADF?
First of all, this week is what we call la semaine de la fête de la science. So we have two sections in the lycée that is really focusing on science, which is the Lycée Général Section Scientifique, and also the électrotechnicien when it comes to EDF. So the two classes that we have here today, about 60 students, they're from la section électrotechnique.
So what do you wish to get out of this tour?
Well, I wish them to see what are they working for, what are they working towards. I want them to meet people from their country to see what they can achieve, because we also have old-time students that are working at EDF. So I think it is a reference.
Hello, my name is Aaron. I'm the sport teacher from this class, Première Electricity. I think it's a very good experience, even for us, and even for me, and even for them, because actually here we discover how it works. Actually, for them, it's to be pragmatic. It will be the future for them. Maybe some of them will work here. So I hope they will open their eyes to see what kind of job they will do later. Maybe work there, and no, it's very good. I think they have to do it more often. Actually,
I would like to see how electricity, like how it functioning, how it goes around, how they put up the stuff, and how the older kids, like she said, that was in the school, how they working, and so we could learn from them and at least be in what they're doing.
But our good and interesting like that, we could see how ADF produce the current and what is current now.
Well, we got through to learn a lot of stuff about ADF, how St. Martin can consume a lot of energy, and how can last a lot of energy also. So we learn a lot of stuff. For example, the center of ADS have his own computer, which means his own mind. And we understand that ADF have another center that's only for security. Like, for example, if St. Martin shut down anytime, they have a security electricity just in case. But on the other hand, having this tour in ADS is a good thing, and I think it will be a great future for future students that become future electricians.
This right here is like a big difference, a big movement, something bigger.
ADF is also a partner of our school when it comes to formation, because our students, they're in a vocational part of the school, which means that there are certain weeks that they have to come out of the school and they have to practice in different places, and ADF is one of them.
Even if I'm a sport teacher, it's good to see how it works here and to understand why sometimes it doesn't work or not, and it's quite difficult to work everything, Well.
The reason of camera is in case of we can detect leak, fire, etc. from the cameras. We can visualize, because it ain't all time that we by the engine. So while we're in the control room, we can visualize and see if anything is wrong on the engine.
How many cameras do you have in total?
We have cameras on each engine. In each engine, there's a certain number of parameters that we have to monitor at all times, okay? We monitor the water, the oil, and the air, which means the temperature and also the pressure of those elements, okay?
But what's this red button?
This red button, if there's anything that is wrong with the engine, for example, a big leak, or in case of fire, I can just push this button, and it will shut down the engine immediately.
So one can accidentally touch that?
Yes, and if it once touch this button, a section will cut automatically. Okay?
Caribbean Conference on HIV/AIDS in Nassau, Bahamas began departing on Wednesday, November 16th. The conference runs from 18th to 21st November and includes the 11th annual general meeting of the Pan-Caribbean Partnership for HIV/AIDS. The PANCAP AGM will be held on November 18th. The upcoming conference will deliver a significant milestone for what is still a young country. One of the first, simplest, and most impacting is the fact that this is the largest delegation from St. Martin to any regional or international meeting relating to HIV and AIDS. It is also the most diverse delegation as it contains representatives from the government, the private sector, and non-governmental organizations. Caribbean Auto Sale on the Union Road in Coal Bay was officially reopened on Wednesday evening. The opening ceremony of the Ford dealership was another bright spot on the island business landscape. On hand for the opening ceremony Wednesday was the former owner, Louis Constant Fleming, president of the collectivity, Franz Gums, other members of the Executive Council, Prime Minister of St. Martin, Sarah Westcott Williams, along with the Deputy Prime Minister, Theo Heiliger. Other members of the Council of Ministers and Parliament of St. Martin were present. There was also a wide representation of the business community of St. Martin and the staff that was present on Wednesday evening. MSR News spoke to Mr. Marceau, manager of Caribbean Auto, who gave us a brief history of the business.
Well, you know, they took this over in 2009, November 2009, and you know, when our family operates in a way that we want to, when we do something, we want to do it nice, we want to do it right, and we therefore did a fairly massive renovation here. It was a lot of hard work and challenges, and we really mean to make Caribbean Auto one of the premier car dealerships on the island. And to do that, you need to have the best facilities, both in the showroom and parking, as well as in our services department, which is excellent now.
So what are some of the cars that Caribbean Auto offers to St. Martin?
Right, the cars, primarily we will have Ford, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Land Rover, Mazda and Lincoln.
We also spoke to some of the invited guests who were present at the opening. Mighty, how it felt to be the feature performer tonight?
Oh, it felt good. You know, I mean, I'm very close friends of Max Hood and his family, and I think anything with a progress for St. Martin is to be applauded, and I'm just happy to be here.
So, Mighty, what about the turnout? Are you satisfied with the turnout tonight? Were you expecting a turnout like this?
Well, yeah, because, you know, the organizers and people who was putting the whole program together say, you know, they were expecting this kind of a crowd. I think it's nice, it's laid back, everybody in a good mood. I think it's super.
We're here with one of the son of the owner of Caribbean Auto, and good evening to you. Tell us your name.
My name is Tariq Amjad. I'm one of the managing directors of the company.
What are your words to the persons out there who are looking at this program tonight in terms of coming to buy cars, and what do you offer to the public tonight?
Well, one of the first things that we like to mention is Caribbean Auto Sales has been here since 1938. It's the first St. Martin car dealership, and we take pride in that it's a St. Martin local car dealership. And we really keep those traditions alive. That is what we're all about. And here we're trying to focus on having the best service for our clients, the best cars that you can afford, and you come here, we will take care of you.
What's your relationship with the owner of Caribbean Auto?
Well, it goes back many years from the time my grandfather was alive. So I would say it goes back probably more than 20-something years that I've known the Amjad family. So it's a special evening for them, and I congratulate them very much.
What's your position at Caribbean Auto Sales?
I'm the marketing manager for the whole company. Caribbean Auto, Motor World, and most importantly, Motor World on the French side. The best place to go is Motor World and Caribbean Auto. We have 13 brands of cars in total. You want me to name them? Okay. At Caribbean Auto, we have Ford, Lincoln, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Land Rover, and Mazda. At Motor World, we have Honda, Hyundai, Daihatsu, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram, and Dodge.
In other news, the parliamentary hearing, a part of the process to deal with amendments to the civil and penal codes. Parliament, in a session on October 3rd, requested that other entities be heard with respect to the changes that are to be made to various laws that govern the country. A Central Committee of Parliament hearing is scheduled for Friday at 10 a.m. with the Notary Association of the Netherlands Antilles, Aruba, and the Bar Association of Lawyers. Parliamentarians will get the input of the aforementioned with the respect of the National Ordinance establishing Book 4 and Title 7.3 of the Civil Code. National Ordinance on Inheritance and Legacy. This hearing will take place in the General Assembly chamber in the House of Parliament. The hearings are open to the public and will be carried live on television. In more news, on the 10th of November 2011, local singer Diane Wilson launched her first CD entitled Sweet St. Martin. MSR News was there to witness the occasion, and our field correspondent Joel Ayuk spoke to Diane.
Well, the city is all in honor of, all the songs are in honor of St. Martin, and basically I want to encourage people on the island, French and Dutch, to come together in unity to build a country. And I've been working on the CD for like 3 months, basically. The producer is Adrian Scott from Zamar Musical Productions.
So this event that took place here today was very spectacular. So far, what do you think about the turnout, and what do you think the music that you sang, what do you think is going to mean to the audience?
Well, the turnout, I'm really grateful for the turnout, seeing the conditions, the traffic, the light is gone. But the people that came out, I'm happy about that. And I think that they will go home with a sense of pride for who they are as St. Martiners. And those that are not St. Martiners will just have a sense of pride for the country that they live.
I also realized that your date of release was very close to something special. Can you tell us about this date?
Actually, I had it for the 5th of November, but a lot of things happened. And I just thought about it, why not the 10th, a pre-St. Martin's Day release?
One of the songs on the CD was dedicated to the Honorable Prime Minister of Dutch St. Martin, Sarah Westcott William. Mrs. Westcott stated how delighted she was with the CD launch, but more so how honored she was that one of the songs was dedicated to her.
Well, firstly, I wanted to support Diane in her launch of her first CD, and that on the CD, she considered it right to pay a tribute to me in song. I am truly honored by that because, as I said, as a politician, it is easy to ask someone to do a song for you or to sing a song for you. But it is something else when someone out of their own free will feels that it is the right thing to do. So I was truly honored, and I also believe that Diane needs the support. She has a beautiful voice. So I'm extremely proud of her as she launched her CD here tonight.
Stay tuned for regional news after the break.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart, I hang on every word you say. Oh, cherish the thought now.
In regional news tonight, the people of St. Lucia continue to mourn the loss of relatives and friends after a 19-seater bus went off a cliff in Choiseul. 17 people have been confirmed dead.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force says there were no survivors in the traffic accident in Choiseul Thursday night that claimed over 24 lives and plunged the entire nation into mourning. Law enforcement officials confirm all the victims were from the close-knit East Coast community of Dugamiku, which is also the hometown of West Indies captain Darren Sammy. The police say the victims were on their way home from a funeral service in the West Coast village of Choiseul around 7:45 p.m. Thursday. They were all on a bus which careened off an acute hairpin bend and plummeted down a steep seaside cliff.
There's a 14-seater Toyota HD 98, which was driven by 47-year-old Michael Alexander of Jugamikud. They were actually traveling from Darius. They went back to Jugamikud. Because they actually came here to attend a funeral at Choiseul on that day. And they went to Darius to attend the wake. So they were leaving Delcer, going back to Juga. And when they got to arrive at Monsieur, the vehicle ran off the road and over the cliff and plunged. It landed just at the seashore.
Police Press Relations Officer Corporal Trevor Constantine says while the investigation into the accident is still in the preliminary phase, initial reports indicate the driver was unfamiliar with the road.
The management and staff of MSR extend our deepest condolences to the families who have suffered loss of loved ones. We have come to the end of this edition of MSR TV6 News for Thursday, November 17, 2011. Be sure to join us tomorrow for another package of our evening news. For questions, comments, or live streaming, feel free to log on to our website at www.msrcabletv.com. I'm Darius. Thank you so much for viewing and have a wonderful evening.